All right, let's talk Knoxville now. It's our weekly Knoxville Raceway segment, and who better to have on than the second all-time winningest 360 driver, Clint Garner, joins us now. Hey, Clint, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Hey, man, appreciate you getting up and hanging out
Clint.
with us here this morning on the show. You know our relationship with the Luxor ASCS National Tour. We're kind of 360 guys over here, but I like to always tell it because we cover everything with what we do on RacinBoys, right? And I always like to say, and I'd like to get your opinion on this, is sprint car racing should just be sprint car racing. We shouldn't be prejudiced with a 410 or a 360 or a 305. As long as somebody's driving a sprint car, that's a win-win for people that are in the sprint car business, right?
Yeah, not very often do I get heat about it anymore, just because I've kind of proved my point. You know, that last season I did go up to the 410s.
Right.
But you know, like on a weekly basis, every once in a while I do hear people say, "Why don't you move up? How come you don't race 410s?" But no, you know, I don't think Wayne Johnson hears that. You know, and Jason Johnson finally did go up, but I mean, our engines are still $50,000-$60,000 engines. Our tires are still $225-$50 a piece. You know, the exact same cost. The only thing is the 360s
rebuild.
The connecting rods will withstand 800 horse. You know, when you take those same connecting rods and put 1,000 horse on top of them, you know, the way Al says it is they're just a grenade with the pin pulled. You know, you never know. Yeah, I raced there my whole career. You know, from '93 to 2000, I ran every 3 nights a week up in Sioux Falls area. You know, there was Lake County, I-90 Speedway at Hartford, South Dakota, and then Houston and Rock Rapids. So there was 4 racetracks at the time, you know, and we won a lot. In 2000, I went on the road with the World of Outlaws and started trying to better my career that way. And the second year, in 01, I worked for Steve Kinzer for 2 months. When I came home, I didn't even stay with Steve. It didn't work, so I ended up coming home. And at Houston that year, I think there was 21 races, and we won 10 of them. So just hanging out with the Outlaws and watching made me such a better driver as far as when to go for it and when to not, and, you know, how to not necessarily set the car up. It really, all it did was gave me some confidence on that what we were doing was right, and, you know, when to go for it and when to be careful and not crash it.
Yeah. Before I let you go, I always ask this 360 drivers, do you ever think about running out on the ASCS National Tour?
You know, I have in the past, but it's right now. My father-in-law has passed his business down to the kids, and my wife and I are running an excavating business with 20 employees. You know, maybe someday I'll be able to take my kid and do something, but for now we're just kind of racing go-karts around the Knoxville area and sprint cars on Saturday night.
Yeah. How special is it to race at a famous track like Knoxville Raceway? It's got to be, it's got to really grab you every time you go in there, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. It's neat. I mean, it's a lot of extra work. We drive 350 miles every Friday night so that we can do it. And, but it is, it's so cool. I mean, like, if I would have won this many races at Houston, you know, you guys probably wouldn't have heard much about it, but since it's happened at Knoxville, you know, and there's just it's amazing, you know, the way they run the show, how nice the track is week in, week out. The publicity, you know, and then it's also really neat that during August when the Nationals come through town, you're tuned up. I mean, you're pretty much, you got this thing close to figured out. So